Tonight on 22 Minutes and 2 Seconds, we take a look back at the life and crimes of Valentine's Day criminals Cannoli Jim and Cami, and Channel 13's Truman Kryme sits down with their former captive and cameraman, Derek, for his first interview since his liberation. 22 Minutes and 2 Seconds starts now.
Oh, hello. I'm your host, Truman Kryme. Join me tonight as we reflect on romance.
Although Cannoli Jim's crimes date back to the early 70s, the timeline of his criminal activity, as well as his past as a whole, is murky and confusing as he took up a number of various aliases to cover his tracks. Only a few personas can be pinpointed directly to Cannoli Jim, and while there is speculation on other hotly wanted criminals and whether or not they were in fact Cannoli Jim, authorities have never been able to pinpoint his crimes to him.
Throughout his criminal career, though, Cannoli Jim has only had two known accomplices. Long before Cami, there was his now ex-wife, Calamity Jane Van Cartier. In Cannoli Jim's recent escapades, Van Cartier has made appearances on the Bring Back Cannoli Jim telethon, a dodgy plea orchestrated by Cami to reconnect with Cannoli Jim after the pair split up to evade police capture in 2023, as well as at Cannoli Jim and Cami's virtual court hearing, where she testified against her own ex-husband. And not too long following the trial, Van Cartier released her tell-all memoir about her life, her crimes, and her marriage to Cannoli Jim. Miss Van Cartier was the only person involved in Cannoli Jim's past and recent crimes that we here at Channel 13 were granted an interview with, largely because she was contacting us, demanding to be on television before this special was even in the works, and frankly, we were too scared to decline.
Everyone wants to hear about your memoir, Cannoli Jim and Me.
Cannoli
your
Jim
time
and Me.
with Jim.
Well, yes, of course.
So many years.
I just want to go ahead and get the appearance out of the way.
That's lovely. Miss Van Cartier? Miss Van Cartier, excuse me.
Specifically in my contract, I have an appearance fee of $5,000 per twirl. Well, you know, I want to talk about the memoir today, but I kind of want to talk about the side that nobody else has really heard. I was a book producer, actually. I had my own publishing house. Some little orphan child who becomes like a wizard or something. As a staunch supporter of the LGBTQIA+ community, I did put mold in her home. I'm a changed woman. Okay, Jim is not the same Jim that I knew when I married him. And he's definitely not the same Jim that I knew when I divorced him. I don't know how or when, but he met that stupid Cami. And she got him into all of this Valentine's Day nonsense. It is a made-up holiday to sell chocolates and diamonds and ruin restaurant workers' times. When I did that telethon where I bartended, and I may or may not have assaulted some police officers with toothpaste, that was for Jim. That was not for Valentine's Day. That was not for Cami. That's why I decided once and for all to A, write the memoir, and B, stand trial on his behalf and tell the judge that he needs to be locked up forever.
Are you saying that you've left your life of crime behind, that you're done with Jim?
Yes, I am done with Jim for the most part, but crime, let's be real. This is not my home. After that night, you know, they never came home. And they'll never come home again. Let's keep this interview about me. Have you ever been chewed on by a goose before, little boy? That's my goose. That's my goose. So buy my book, Cannoli Jim and Me, right now at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere that books are sold. It's not a long read, but it will definitely pack a punch in your brain, I tell you that much.
Well, we were unable to land interviews with many of the cohorts, victims, and bystanders involved in Cannoli Jim and Cami. involved in Cannoli Jim and Cami's crimes. Many declined to comment. Many feared for their safety. Others were unreachable altogether. But our Channel 13 news team has dredged up a bit of information on where some of the more high-profile involvees tangled up in Jim's web are today. So many people left in the wake of Jim and Cami's rampage. Where are they today? How have they coped with not one, not two, not three, but 4 consecutive Valentine's days of horror hosted by Satan himself and his harbingers of romance?
Fresh Basil Pesto Pete, a former drug runner for Cannoli Jim who found love after meeting Patty the barista through Cannoli Jim and Cami's trial. Both Fresh Basil Pesto Pete and Patty the barista testified against Cannoli Jim and Cami and are said to have hit it off after finding connection through their shared pasts with the 2 criminals. The pair welcomed their son, Rigatoni Daniel, and continue to build their holistic health empire. Fresh Basil Pesto Pete and Patty the barista aren't the only 2 who managed to converge within the world of Cannoli Jim and Cami. After the intense failure that was the defense of Cannoli Jim and Cami, disgraced lawyer Jeremy Dingus's world was rocked when he found out through tabloid website GMZ that the very lawyer he fought against during the Valentine's Day trial of the century, malevolent tulpa being the incarcerator, was having a very public affair with none other than Barbara Dingus, Jeremy's own mother.
At first, I wasn't sure about calling him Dad. It just seemed really strange. But he's been so supportive of me ever since he came into my life and started banging my mom. And it's just been so nice to have a supportive father figure, because I don't really know my real dad. I don't know him at all. There is a little part of me that does hope that one day I will find him out and that he will be the incarcerator. I hope.
I am not his dad. Do you think I would produce such a pathetic little excuse of a failed lawyer? Please! His mom's hot, though.
So many lives left irrevocably changed by a small dog and a girl with a violent penchant for power beyond anyone's imagination. Where are they now? Have they moved on? The answer is yes, at least for some of them. Some have moved past the pain the pair caused, but others struggle as they shop through the department store in the seasonal section and witness the twinkling tinsel turn to a nauseating cloud of pink and red. Some find themselves ill, sick, delusional even. And doctors are finding there's something to it.
They're calling it Valentine's Day psychosis. But what exactly is it? Symptoms of this mysterious ailment include obsession with the colors red and pink, aortic and cardiological ruminations, heightened appetite for sugar, romantic ideology, auditory and visual hallucinations of the cherubic type, Cupid by proxy syndrome, gemstone-related dissociative tendencies, violence, and more. As for what causes it, experts are still uncertain.
Go to sleep. Daddy has to work. We're currently researching what causes Valentine's Day psychosis, but there's no evidence to suggest that it spreads through traditional vectors like bacterial, viral, or chemical. Now, one theory supposes that its spread is mimetic. That is to say, spread through images, pictures, and our cultures. If that's the case, me and this little one are in trouble. But I can tell you what me and the little one do, and that should help the whole public. So what we're being careful to do is we avoid any prolonged exposure to heart-shaped items and or glitter, and we also use a ton of caution and abundance whenever we approach any seasonal paraphernalia.
But where did Valentine's Day psychosis come from? Experts have several leads. And this is where Cannoli Jim's companion at the end of his criminal run, Cami, comes in. Very little is known about Cami's past before the 2021 Valentine's Day special. The oldest record of hers from a police report filed in 1996 involving an affluent family from Manhattan suddenly displaying obsessive behaviors centered around Valentine's Day. All the investigation turned up was a dessert chef that displayed the same obsessive symptoms of the family. That chef was Cannoli Jim's soon-to-be sidekick, Cami. When authorities deduced that Cami could be the source of the outbreak, Cami went off-grid, only appearing again in 2021 when she and Cannoli Jim broadcast their first public Valentine's Day special in the US. Cannoli Jim is huge in Japan. When exactly Cannoli Jim succumbed to Valentine's Day psychosis is unknown. But when the pair resurfaced in 2021, Cannoli Jim was nearly unrecognizable to those who had known him before, and the pair were more dangerous than anyone could have ever imagined. For Derek, who has seen more chaos and violence over the course of a couple of Valentines than most people see in a lifetime, it all started as nothing more than a simple job search. Little did he know that his post on Crowley's list and the subsequent email from Cannoli Jim and Cami would change his life forever.
Derek was in prison for 2 years by Jim and Cami, until he was allowed out to retrieve cookies for the Bring Back Cannoli Jim telethon. There, he used his opportunity and called for help, as heard on this never-before-released 911 call.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm at Buyers and Bim's used groceries getting cookies, and
What are you getting?
just those soft cookies with... Wait, no, I need help!
What, picking out cookies?
No, I've been held hostage by Cannoli Jim and Cami for the last 2 years. The police have been after Cannoli Jim, and...
Have you considered getting brownies? Those soft ice cookies are kind of hit or miss with people. Personally, I'm not a fan. Sir?
Could I possibly be transferred to a different dispatcher?
Dispatch is actually a different thing. I'm technically a 911 operator.
A harrowing listen.
After calling the authorities, Derek was able to keep up the guys for just long enough until the police caught up to Cannoli Jim, following him to the telethon, set and busting the whole operation. Since then, Derek has remained out of the spotlight, being taken into protective custody and relocated for his safety and to begin his healing journey. The last time the public saw Derek was during Cannoli Jim and Cami's trial, where he was brought in as a surprise witness by the incarcerator. There, Derek gave an afflicted but heartfelt statement, ultimately leading to Cannoli Jim and Cami being put behind bars for good. And tonight, Derek is finally breaking his silence.
Derek, thank you for joining us today. We've got water if you need it. I never touched the stuff myself. I know it's not easy to get to a place where you can discuss this sort of thing publicly.
Thank
you for having me.
What you went through, truly traumatic. Tell me, how did it feel to learn that Jim and Cami had been cornered and you were to be freed?
Well, honestly, there was a part of me that was kind of sad about it, you know? Like, I mean, their message really wasn't all that bad. It's just the way they went about it. And like, I've been trying to distance myself from Valentine's Day over the last couple of years, but you know, it occurred to me that Valentine's Day is going to happen every year. And, you know, Cannoli Jim and Cami are kind of always going to be with me because of that.
Well, they are still with us. They're just in prison.
Yes, I know that. I just...
Tell me, have you had any contact with Jim and Cami since you were freed?
No? I mean, I'm pretty sure Cannoli Jim's in solitary confinement. I haven't heard anything from Cami, but I hear that they're in therapy and doing pretty well, so that makes me hopeful.
Hopeful?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're not bad people. I just think they need to change their approach to spreading their Valentine's Day joy. I think
you think they should continue to spread their Valentine's joy? I just want to get this for the camera, for the record, and you say this in full awareness of their past crimes, how it's affected their victims. I mean, the Valentine's Day psychosis. And you yourself were held against your own will for 2 years.
Yes. I mean, you know, their message isn't bad. They just were a little too aggressive about how they went about it. I think they could reach more people if they just went about it a different way. I mean, you know, most cults don't start out, you know, crazy and with an island and brainwashing people and torture and all of that stuff. They usually start out pretty low-key and with a good message and a good following. Cannoli Jim and Cami just, you know, got to the bad part a little too quickly, but I think that can be rectified.
Sorry, that was just a weird response. It was a little long-winded, too.
My bad.
What do you say to people who may be planning to celebrate Valentine's Day still?
Well, I say that Valentine's Day was around long before Cannoli Jim and Cami, and it'll be around long after us. Them. It'll be around long after them. You know, Valentine's Day is perpetual.
Derek, can I be completely honest with you about something today?
Sure.
I feel I need to be. You are not very fun to interview.
Oh.
Not at all. No, I thought this would be more dramatic. You know, perhaps you would cry for us or be angry.
Oh.
Not just say logical and vaguely suspicious things. Could you cry a bit?
Like right now?
Yes, just cry just a little bit. Come on. You know, something we could put in the promo for this episode. Just a little cry.
I can't really cry on cue, and that doesn't seem very authentic. Besides, nobody should cry on Valentine's Day. That's what I was taught.
Oh my God.
Cami.
Oh my God, this is boring. I mean, this is really boring. You know, at least your statement at the trial was artfully edited. Sure, it was way too long and drawn out for a comedy short, but it looked and sounded great.
I mean, I think this is starting to run a little bit long if, you know, you wanted to tidy it up.
Yeah. Hey, Rod, here. Do you think we could cut this down at the end? Yes, could we cut it down and give it a bit more zazz in the edit? We can? Great, let's do that.
Cannoli Jim and Cami torture me. Valentine's Day is bad. I mean, I'm sad about it. I cry every year.
I wasn't sure if Derek was in a place to discuss these things today truthfully. But he was. Sort of. This has been a reflection on romance.
Wait.
We've looked back at the several year-long crimes perpetrated by Cannoli Jim
don't you want to hear
and
what
his
I have
accomplice,
to say about the incarcerated?
Cami.
Like, I don't think
We've
he
looked
really
back
needs
at
to
their
be a
victims,
lawyer, like not just in
their
this state or in this
accomplices.
country, but like on this whole plane of
We've
existence.
seen where they
I don't
are
think he's
now.
from around here. If you know
And
what I
we've
mean.
investigated
and Judge Spud,
Valentine's Day
he wasn't even
psychosis.
giving them a fair
Join us
shake or
next
anything.
week
Like he just gave
as
them a
we
blanket
investigate
statement, and that was
the
it.
age-old
Like,
question.
I really think there should be
Mailmen.
an appeal, like so
Are
that
they
Cami
real?
and Cannoli Jim can spread their
We
message at
endeavor
Valentine's
to
Day.
find
Like,
out.
Come on, man! Like, give me a fair shake here.